Coach Cronin give an opening statement here in just a sec. Jaime Jaquez, Jules Bernard, thank you, on the podium with them. So we'll have him give an opening statement and then open it up to questions. Thanks.
I thought Washington State gave everything they had, made us play. Roberts had a pretty good game. I know so did Yakimovsky. Kyle's done a great job rebuilding their program, so hopefully they make the NIT. But obviously, these two guys both got it going. We were stuck in the mud a little bit, and Jules made some big shots, got us going. Got our energy level up. We got out in transition. I thought that changed the game. If you guys don't mind, you can ask some questions first, so they can do what they got to do.
I mean, it's almost like kind of the same stuff as the last couple games. Just a huge output from you. I think you scored 14 out of 16 during one stretch in the second half. It feels like you really adapted your low post game to really dominate down there. What's allowing you to have so much success and keep it going?
I would say just taking my time down there, playing at my speed, not trying to go, get sped up or anything like that. Just really slow down and, be able to find my teammates as well, when double teams come and just take my time and be able to, rise up and finish.
Jaime, Jules, did it feel like the energy shifted for the team when Jules hit that three-pointer at the end of the shot clock in the first half, give you guys the lead again?
I think the energy shifted when Peyton Watson came in. He gave us a lot of great energy, just on the defensive end, and then playing confidently on the offensive end. And then we started to get deflections and get out in transition. And I feel like that sort of, once we get easy buckets in transition, that sort of gets our juices flowing. So I think those two things really helped us, pick back up our energy in the first half.
Jules, you obviously went through a bit of a cold stretch earlier in the winter in the conference play, but shooting like 50% from three these past few games. Is something changed, or is it more just you're hitting the open looks you weren't before?
Slumps happen, but I've been working diligently and trying to get my rhythm back, and coming in later in the night and shooting and stuff like that. But it's I'm getting open looks. People, my teammates were drawing double teams and finding me on the perimeter and things like that. So just trying to play with confidence and help my team win. That's it.
Jaime, there was a moment when I think Peyton Watson was getting subbed in. You guys were walking back on the court. You're in his ear, just kind of talking to him. Obviously, you guys went to March Madness last year and have experience in tournament play, but he's one of the guys who doesn't. What's it like, kind of sharing what you know about this kind of situation with a younger guy like him?
I just go back to what Chris Smith. He was my guy. He kind of mentored me when I came in. He was older. He tried to give me all the tips that he knew, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do for Peyton as well. I think I was just telling him. I think he might have scored a basket if that's the play you're talking about. I just told him get off 2 feet and rise up and score. Don't worry about the foul. Don't try to draw a foul. Just try to score, and they're gonna foul you, and then you get to shoot 2 free throws. So really just telling him to be under control, take his time, and play at his speed.
I think you guys held them without a basket for like 8.5 minutes toward the end of the first half. It felt like maybe the game was won there. How locked in do you feel like your defense is right now, and how important is that to carry that forward?
I think we're getting there. There's still some adjustments we need to make. Sometimes we go through certain lapses or certain plays where we fall asleep, but for the most part, I feel like we're definitely improving throughout these past few games on the defensive energy and just getting deflections and playing aggressively on defense.
Good.
Sure.
You guys good with that? Where you go?
Coach, you guys held them to 28% from three today. Was that a big emphasis going into the game to hold them?
Always is when you play Washington State. There's so much. I think they made 3 late. I wasn't happy again with the way some of our guys we put in at the end didn't finish the game right. But in the meat of the game, I think we held them to 5 made threes.
How do you feel about the closeouts?
What's
How
that?
do you feel about the closeouts?
Yeah, you got to get all the way to Flowers and Roberts, because if they can get it off, it might go in. You know, in fairness to them, they had some in and outs, but you know, we tried to get. I agree with Jules, guys. I think that Peyton and we had a lineup with Peyton, Jalen Clark, and Miles, which is our most athletic lineup. Those guys, that lineup changed the game in the first half. You had to run your front. Those three guys were in there. That was by design. I was hoping to be able to play a lot of guys tonight. Played Jaime too much, 3 minutes. I didn't want anybody to get over 30, but it's hard to take him out. But I was able to get Peyton in there 12. Peyton was great in the first half, you know. But that lineup, we can defend them better. So it's hard for Dave and Jake. You know, their guards are so fast. Flowers is so good. Roberts is so fast. So those are tough matchups.
Jaime's become such a dominant force here the last couple.
Kiki Vanderbilt.
What's it like to have that going into a game? You know, you can get the production that he's giving you here.
So that was why you develop players. You know, I know that in Westwood we're used to guys coming in ready-made at times, whether it's, you know, Lonzo or Kevin or Baron Davis, you know, all the greats. But you know, even Peyton needs development, and you know, when he doesn't play well, I blame myself, not him. You know, it's my job to develop him, and that's what Jaime's trying to help him with. Because Jaime didn't finish like he wasn't this. He was Peyton as a freshman, you know. So he just wasn't. Jaime played a lot more because he wasn't on a great team. So you know, but he's developed, and coaching matters, and attitude matters. That's why we do things the way we do things. You know, we have a form of mental state. You got to be coachable. You can't get better if you're not coachable. It's like with Johnny, when he charges, I blame myself. You know, because I should have coached that out of him by now. He's got to learn to just make the easy play when the guy's got position, stop and just pass the ball. Don't try to do too much. So I still got to improve him. While they're with me, that's just how I look at it. I always look in the mirror. What do I, you know, if they're not playing up to their ability, you know, it's my job and my staff's job to get them there. But Jaime's come a long way. But that's hard work, his toughness, his talent, his great attitude, just unbelievable attitude. I mean, you've interviewed these guys, all these guys, for the people that don't know them, all you gotta do is listen to these guys talk. You know, they're unbelievably bright and extremely good kids. Makes your job easier.
Obviously the defense with Miles, but he looked more assertive offensively as well. Got to the free throw line 5 times, hit them all.
Well,
is that a point of emphasis?
Michael Lewis is MVP. Miles was, you know, not only that he's 5 for 5, like they were all like nothing but net. So no, it's great to see, you know, great to see him get the ball up and in. We hit him a couple good passes to him on rolls where they fouled him. They're a shot blocking team too, so it's they got 6 of them tonight. So they're hard to score on around the rim at times.
Mick, I knew you weren't totally satisfied with how the team closed out against USC last week.
Yeah.
Aside from, you know, the last minute when you emptied the bench today, how did you feel about how the
was
team
great.
closed?
You know, but even those guys, I take pride. You know, you got to take pride in your performance, especially when you're playing for a seed and you want people to see you win by 20 instead of 10. You know, you got to take pride in your performance until the clock hits 0. So, but it was what it was. But it was, you know, I didn't think we'd be up 20. You know, I have a lot of respect for their guard play, and you know, obviously, you know, Muhammad Gebe out doesn't help. But those two guys can beat you now. I mean, they look like the Golden State Warriors Saturday when they played Oregon. I mean, it was crazy. I watched that film. Gave me a sleepless night last night.
Johnny, I know he had a couple of charges. Do you see any signs of him maybe getting back a little bit more rhythm?
Yeah, the only reason I did, I had asked TJ what his minutes were at, and that's why I just never put him back in, because I didn't want to get him over 30. He got enough time tonight. He's getting there. He looked good. You can tell he's moving pretty good out there.
Obviously, with Tiger and Johnny combining for 8 points, you know, what do you say to those guys? You know, needing them in a tough 3-day potentially tournament like this.
Yeah, we don't care who scores. We really could care less. We worry about, we've gotten to a point where we're passing the ball much better. I mean, we have 15 assists. I'm concerned with our turnovers. We average 9, we had 12. You know, they, with the way they play defense, you know, they were, it's hard to get Johnny open. We started the second half, I tried to run something to get him a shot. He was gonna be open, their big guy immediately jumped out. So they had the red alert on him for sure.
You talked about Johnny Juzang and the charges. How do you feel about him going forward and handling those? I know you said you want him to make the easy passes.
He'll get better. He's easy, he's a bright guy. You know, like he said, what should I do? I said, you make life easy.
You think he'll do that going forward?
Oh, yeah. He's great. He's easy to deal with. I want when you're trying to, in defense of any sport, the balance as a coach, you don't want to ever take away their aggressiveness. But you have to teach them, though, how to, you know, where's the line, when you got to hit the brakes. You know, that's a read he's got to make. When the guy's got position, he's got to stop. He you know, he just like, I'm just going to power this guy up because he's 6'6" at least, and he can just put a hook in. But teams are scouting him and they're trying to draw that charge. He's got to know that.
Coach, you were.
By the way, Sam, seen Ben, shirt and tie. I don't think I didn't notice Sam.
I appreciate it. I had to match your level of style.
You're getting there. We'll have a little talk after the season.
Good.
I got some tips.
You guys were plus 15 on the boards, plus 15 second chance points. How did that
Yeah.
feel, knowing that you kind of bang around beneath the basket too, in addition to getting guys like Jules and Jaime at 3-pointers?
Then once we got the game going, early on, they were beating us on the glass. You know, Abigidi had 3, or I think his 3 offensive rebounds were all in the first 4 minutes. So it wasn't looking good, but you know, we always talk about, you got to play harder than them, you got to run harder than them, you got to be more physical than them. You know, I think as the game went on, we started doing that. But even if you look down, second chance points, as you mentioned, but points in the paint were plus 18. It's hard to lose when you get 40 points in the paint and you make 11 free throws. If you can get to 50 on layups and free throws, it's hard to lose. You're going to make enough shots, you're going to get 70. And as you know, our chances when we get 70. Pretty good.
Last one for Ben here.
Just curious how you handle the rest of tonight and the rest of recovery with, will you stay and watch this game, or your assistants, and how will
The
you?
staff's out there.
Okay.
Coach Cronin's eating sleep.
Well, what will the team?
No, I'm filming for me.
Okay, and then tomorrow, how will you kind of handle rest and recovery?
Breakfast, film, and we will not practice tomorrow. Everything we'll do in a hotel walkthrough. One interesting thing about the bubble that was great last year is we could walk to an actual court and do our walkthrough. But we just do them in the hotel. You know, we turn the ball and do a walkthrough. But if we have to go, I mean, we played Washington twice in the last 2 weeks. We played USC 6 days ago. So, you know, if we have to go over them too much, we got problems. So rest recovery's my biggest thing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Coach.